His original concept, original script was with Matthew Lillard returning as Stu, who was still alive. As I told you, that TV didn't kill him. He's still alive.
How the fuck?
Got some facial reconstructive surgery, but he's still alive.
How the fuck?
I don't know, but apparently he's in prison, and from prison...
You think he has a talking dog in prison?
Of course. My dog is going to be so mad at me.
Rawr, Frogger.
So yeah, he's in prison. He was going to be controlling high schoolers, having them do his Ghostface bidding and terrorizing high school. But Columbine happens, which means that they can no longer do anything scary or violent in a high school setting. So they do a whole new script now. And there's a new writer, Ethan Kruger, no relationship to Fred Krueger.
I was about to ask.
And the end result is this movie, Scream 3, and let's get into it. Now, I will say, box office-wise, the movie still did pretty good, but it was way less than the first two movies, which showed either fans were getting tired of Scream or they did not like this movie. And we're going to find out which of those that was.
So we get to Cotton Weary driving a car
In Hollywood.
It's
the big-ass Hollywood sign.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking, okay, who are we going to get as our surprise kill in this one?
Dewey.
Nah,
Why not Dewey?
Because it wouldn't be a surprise. The guy's supposed to be dead. Twice.
If superhuman Dewey dies in the first 10 minutes, I'm hella surprised.
Well, how about big-ass Cotton Weary, who apparently is driving home from shooting his death scene off Stab 3.
And he's not really happy with his role in Stab 3. Maybe it was the pay. It was the pay, wasn't it?
And no, what it was he was fine with the pay, except for the fact that he feels like he should have gotten a bigger role because he survived the actual event.
Listen,
so why in the world is he being the first person to die?
He has a point. I agree with Cotton. He should have a bigger role here. He did survive. He not only survived part 2, he was the saving hero in part 2.
Yeah. So
this is pretty much a thankless role, both in Stab 3 and now in Scream 3.
Well, how about this? He gets a call. Apparently the woman on the other line likes him, so he hangs up with his agent.
She's a fan of his talk show,
Yep.
100% Cotton,
Yep.
which is actually pretty clever name for a talk show if your name is Cotton.
He's a dick in this.
He hangs up on his agent just so he can talk to his fan. He's that insecure about himself.
That or he just likes his fan. Up until...
No, he's trying to talk to the fan because she's a female, all right?
Up until the part where the fan then turns into a male voice.
Well, not a male voice. Ghostface voice.
Yeah. Which the Ghostface voice sounds completely different this time than in the previous two.
It's still Roger Jackson, but this is 3 years later.
Yeah. So...
And Ghostface...
He's back to playing games.
Yeah, he's not doing trivia, though. He just wants to know where Sidney is. He would love to know where Sidney is.
Why call Cotton? He thinks Cotton and Sidney are buddies now?
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't know how many...
He's in Hollywood. Sidney most likely isn't.
I don't know how many CSI shows or Sherlock Holmes books that Ghostface has read, but he'd be a shitty detective. He's tracking down Sidney's like... I should call Cotton Weary.
Yeah, like, why call Cotton? Why not Dewey?
Right, which would make sense. But he calls Cotton, and not only calls him, but he expects Cotton to have Sidney on speed dial. He expects Cotton to be like, 555-512-3163. See you later, Ghostface.
Right.
But instead, Cotton's like,
now, I just got a quick question. So his girlfriend, Christine, she's showering. And then this whole thing, Ghostface is in the house, walks into the bathroom and says, if you don't tell me where Sidney is, I'm going to kill your pretty girlfriend. She has a really nice voice. And I'm just like, why? How can she not hear you or see you?
He is actually next to the shower talking on the phone to Cotton. That's true. And that's a pretty good logical plot hole already. And there's also the question of how did he get in the apartment? Why was the door open? What is Ghostface's plan here? Is he actually wanting Cotton to tell him about Sidney?
Yes.
Because to me, the plan here is actually still to kill the girlfriend at least, but also to send a message by killing Cotton.
Yes.
So Cotton thinks this is pretty serious and somehow starts speeding out of traffic.
Which is kind of funny considering the fact on the TV, there's a thing playing about him talking about dangerous drivers.
Pretty funny, right? And wait a minute, why can't he get the police on the phone?
Why did he even try?
He did, but it's just the phone was busy or some shit happened where he couldn't.
Oh yeah, because police were getting called about other things. They were they had like so many calls coming in, it was backing up their lines, which for Hollywood would kind of suck with how much shit goes on there.
But this is why I don't understand what Ghostface's plan is, because if he did call the cops, the calls would be now showing up to the house where Ghostface is hiding in the house. And Ghostface would be screwed. Or if Cotton's just stuck in traffic and doesn't get home, Ghostface is still in the house. Doing what? Just sitting there hanging out.
But that's pretty much what he was doing even when Cotton gets there.
When Cotton gets there, there's a weird dynamic happening where Ghostface is hiding and Christine is hiding.
Because Christine thinks
they're both hiding separately, and they both have weapons. Christine has a weapon, and Ghostface has a weapon, but they're hiding in separate parts of the house.
Yeah, but also think that Christine also thinks Cotton is the one trying to kill her because Ghostface now has a voice changer that somehow has everybody's voice known to man, even though when you look at this voice changer, it looks like it can only really keep up to 5 different voices. It also looks like really just a recording device, not even an actual voice changer.
Well, this is the year 2000. This is not 2025, 2021. So the level of technology here is astounding. With this voice changer, alive or dead, you can press a button and use that voice in full sentences. Because at a certain point, he's going to use Maureen Prescott's voice.
Which makes no sense.
He's going to use all their voices fluidly. This is the greatest invention ever. And instead of Ghostface killing anybody, he should be making money off this new invention, the damn Ghostface voice changer.
Yeah.
This is amazing. This is a big leap of logic here, but this is amazing.
And to be honest with you, it kind of kills the story for me. Because now the first two, they were fun whodunits in a sense, with the first one being the best way of showing different little hints and clues to who the killers are. The second one, because of something that happens, they couldn't do it with one of the characters, but the other one, which I forgot to mention in that one with Debbie Soul, actually tried to poison everyone against Dewey.
Right.
When the killing started happening, Dewey all of a sudden shows up.
Mm-hmm.
That was a clue of who she was.
True.
Sure, that, to be honest with you, is the only damn clue you get about her.
Well, Debbie Saw was a bit out of left field, but in this movie, you have a killer who has a super cheat code with this voice changer thing.
Right, so now
it's gonna be impossible.
So now we also don't get any kind of clues about who the killer is.
Not even Blue's Clues.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No blue paws, no handy dandy notebooks.
It'd have been nice. I mean, damn it, Steve.
You're right. Damn it, Steve. How dare you go to college?
Yeah, so Cotton shows up, and Cotton's a pretty big dude, but he gets his little fire poker.
But Ghostface, in the scuffle, I noticed Ghostface gets his ass kicked a lot in this movie.
Because Cotton's a much bigger dude and throws his ass against a bookcase, has the case fall down on Ghostface, but then he makes a dumb mistake of trying to reach for something and gets hit in the face with the bookcase.
Yep. And then gets kicked across the table. No idea how this guy has that much power in him.
Cotton flew over the table as if he got hit with the force of Thanos.
And then gets stabbed twice. Once in the chest, once in the head. Bye-bye, Cotton.
And by the way, Christine got stabbed once in the back and then immediately falls to the ground dead.
Yes.
I just feel like when you get stabbed in the back, I feel like it's almost never like an instant death. That's one of those injuries where I feel like it's painful as shit, but getting stabbed in the back, I don't think it's instant you fall over dead. I could be wrong there, but it doesn't seem that would work, right?
It depends.
Because when you stab in the back, you're not actually getting stabbed like in an organ per se. You're getting stabbed in the spine, right? So it's like...
Well, it depends on exactly where the stab is. Yeah, there's the spine as one spot, but if you get stabbed on one of the sides, could be the lungs if it's low enough. You get stabbed actually high in the back, you could pierce behind the heart, which would still pierce the heart itself with how big that knife is.
Okay.
We just don't see exactly where the knife is actually going into
It's possible. This movie, Scream 3, one of the big problems I'm having with is that there's a lot of just liberal just stabbing in the back.
Because this guy's too scared to look his victims in the eyes.
Well, regardless, I just stabs her and she just falls over dead. And if that's the case, if it is that damaging, why is Dewey still alive? Because for him getting stabbed in the back is like getting stabbed in the left pinky toe. Damn it, man.
I wouldn't say left pinky toe because he'd be able to walk away from a left pinky toe. He doesn't really walk away after getting stabbed because...
Oh, he'll be running laps by part 4 and 5, all right? Watch.
Fair. But I will bring up, because me and you actually originally thought that he didn't have his limp in this movie. Yeah, he does, it's just not as prominent.
Yeah, I thought it was gone, but I might have been confusing that with part 4. So.
Probably. And if you're wondering, could a severed nerve heal itself? Yes, it can, actually. A severed nerve would eventually be able to heal itself if the body is strong enough to repair whatever is damaged. And since Dewey seems to be just as immortal as Stu, yeah, he's repairing himself.
Maybe Dewey's a zombie. This is zombie Dewey. We just don't know it.
Is that why? Nah, he hasn't eaten Gale yet.
So we do cut to Sidney living like the Unabomber in the mountains.
Yay, we get to meet Sidney with her dog, and she has PTSD.
I know she's like in a hidden place, but I'm just going to call it the Rocky Mountains in Colorado.
All I'm going to say is, so to be honest with you, even though I've seen her in the previous 2 movies, I still, this is actually only my second time watching this movie. I'm just thinking,
with good reason.
Just because I've only seen her in the other 2 movies doesn't mean I care about her in this movie. So the movie needs to start giving me reasons again to care about her.
That's a good point. I think there's an assumption that because it's Sidney, we automatically, there's like a built-in, no matter how you present her, we care about her. But you're exactly right. It's different in each movie. I cared about her a lot in the first movie because of what happened in the first movie.
And
second movie, same reasonably so. But the third movie, though, is different.
Yeah, because in the first 2 movies, like I said, first movie, everything happening. Second movie, we still, because we are following her, and it is a good character in those first 2 movies. She's a likable character. Yeah, we want to follow her. We want to see her get through it.
One of the main ways that you establish a likable character, or a character you can relate to, is you have to see them in their everyday life, interacting with people, how they are with their friends, their family, see that people care about them.
Yeah, but
that's how you establish a character. In this movie, we don't get anything like that.
No, because in this, she thinks the only way to keep herself from being attacked by psychos is by not interacting with anybody, apparently except for Dewey. Because if you look at her telephone, she has her work phone. She has a little button for Dewey. I think she even had a little button for Gale even.
Yeah, the
people closest to her, she has buttons for.
But maybe not Gale, though.
Maybe not.
I don't see her and Gale being friends here.
It may
but
not have,
Dewey definitely.
Yeah, Dewey's name was on there. I think the other one I'm thinking of is not Gale, but Neil, which is the name of her father.
Yes. Probably with Dewey's probably just a check-in once a year, that type of thing, not a actual friendship.
Probably.
But Neil, that's her father. She has to do that. But my point is that at this point, it's hard to care about in this movie because in a way she's already dead. She's not physically dead, but
mentally she's just gone.
Basically dead. She hasn't actually died, but she has no life here. She's just doing her telemarketing in the mountains by herself.
And she uses a fake name for the crisis care center.
Yes. If they gave her an arc here where she's like determined to get her life back,
or determined to get her life back, overcome the PTSD.
Basically, she's like, at a certain point, like, fuck this, I want to return to normalcy. I'm on board with that, but you have a reason to care. But she's kind of just like lured out of hiding
because Ghostface somehow gets her number.
He gets her home number too.
Yeah,
is that actually ever explained how that happens?
Nope.
Because you see Dewey at the beginning, he was saying that somebody called the stab film set looking for information about Sidney, and then at the police station, wherever, the file room got ransacked, but Dewey had already removed her file.
Right.
So, and obviously the killer was calling Cotton, thinking that, hey, maybe Cotton knows where she's at.
Which you'd think anyone who knows this character knows, hey, how about I call Dewey?
No, this whole opening of the movie should have been him tying up Dewey, slowly cutting off each fingertip until Dewey gives information, and then turning Dewey around and saying, listen, I have a way to torture you without actually killing you. I'm going to stab you in the back over and over again, and since we know you can't die from that, this will just be you having the torture of feeling the pain of getting a knife in your back, but don't worry, motherfucker, you definitely won't die from it. So
you give this character way too much credit. How about we just go ahead and meet Gale again, along with Detective Mark Kincaid.
I'm just going to call him McDreamy. Why not?
Because he's played by Patrick Dempsey?
Absolutely. He's got bigger things coming in his future than this movie, so.
Yep, so...
hey, by the way, what's up with Gale's hairstyle? Who told her that was a good idea?
I have no idea, but I guess we should go ahead and meet the rest of the cast, which
is actually the cast of Stab. What are we? Stab. We were at
3.
Stab 3 now.
Yep.
This is the cast of Stab 3.
Yeah, they're at. Unlike the previous movie, where the first movie is being released as the second Scream movie is taking place, this one, Scream 2 Stab 2 has already been out for about a year. They're just got the rights and started filming Stab 3 as the events of Scream 3 is happening.
So the Stab series basically is now like a Friday the 13th Saw level series where it's going to have
So now I can
sequels.
understand the damn movie theater scene of Stab 1, but for Stab 3 instead.
Now, in this universe, even Ghostface should be a part of pop culture.
Yes.
Whereas in part 2, Ghostface shouldn't have entered into pop culture as of yet.
Right. So here's the character's name, and I got them all written down. It was hard. Roman, John, played by Lance Henriksen.
Oh, my boy.
Yeah, I had to mention Lance Henriksen. Tyson, Sarah, Angelina, Dewey, Tom, and Jennifer, also played by
Parker Posey?
Yeah, Parker Posey.
Yeah, but did you get let me check the notes. According to my notes, did you get Sidney Prescott and Gil Weathers? Did you mention those? I think you did.
Yeah, I think I mentioned those.
All right, okay. Yeah, so you have Jennifer, Roman, Tyson, Angelina, McDreamy. It's a new large cast because hey, we gotta have a big kill count here, so we gotta introduce most people to kill off.
The only problem, I like slashers, that's fine, but a big kill count for me in slashers only works with like a 10-episode TV series.
What the hell, man? There's only one of those ever. What are you talking about?
The show's called Slasher. Anyway.
He's like, it only works for me with this one random TV show that's ever been done.
No, but still.
It's a movie genre.
The only reason I bring it up is because you don't get to know the characters enough when it's a big cast to actually give a shit.
You just have to do it properly. Like, for example, the first Scream, by the end of the movie, all the kills are basically like when Tatum dies, you know the characters.
Exactly. But it also wasn't that big of a body count, but it's enough characters for us to get to know, kind of grow attached to. Just because Tatum was pretty wasn't the reason why we attached to her.
Yeah, we knew her personality.
Exactly.
But this is actually what you're talking about is exactly what separates the good slashers from the generic slashers.
Exactly.
Now, that can be overcome if you have a super fun villain. Like we watch Friday the 13th, we're so into Jason that we give some leeway to the fact that characters suck half the times and usually there's no development because we're cheering on Jason. But Ghostface is not to the level where you ever actually cheer on Ghostface because we know it's some random person in a mask. It's not like it's not really an iconic killer.
And also Ghostface's jokes aren't as clever as, say, Freddy.
Who was the killer and Jason goes to hell?
Jason.
That's the wrong answer.
Technically, it's not.
Well, no, it was like the demon seed Jason.
Yeah, but it was still... Go fuck yourself. It was still Jason.
No, whatever.
All the lights just turned off.
Fortunately for you, there's another question, but poor Steve. Anyways. All right, so we meet this hopeless cast of characters that have no chance of surviving. We'll see what happens to them.
Oh, yeah. Here's comes the part of the movie that's just retarded. And yes, I said the R word.
Wait a minute. Re-say that, please.
Okay. There's a part of the movie that starts now that is uncalled for. Maureen showing up as a ghost woman to Sidney.
I'll say this. It's stupid. It's very stupid. It's a little bit creepy, though.
Only because when the woman shows up and she first looks at the window, her eyes are just wide ass open, and then she's obviously all blue.
When it pops up as Ghostface, that was kind of scary.
When it popped up as Ghostface, I was like, "Go fuck yourself."
Just like part 2, I saw this one in theaters, and that actually was a good jump scare for the crowd. It wasn't. When it pops up as Ghostface, it's weird because it's like, how does your mom turn to Ghostface? But that was kind of a creepy scene. But it's you know what? It's out of place for the Scream movies. You would expect that in some other kind of movie.
And that's probably why I don't care about the whole Maureen story bit with Sidney. With Sidney somehow seeing her mom. It makes no sense. I really don't care.
You would think, though, basically, so much bad shit's happened to her since then. I don't think she would be necessarily still hung up on her mom dying because all this other shit's happened to her.
Yeah, and the problem
she has so much trauma from her own experience now.
Yeah, the only problem with this movie is technically you still need her hung up over her mom just for some of the stuff in this movie to actually work when you find out about her mom.
Yeah, it's a point I was thinking about earlier. I think I may have brought it up to you earlier off mic. It was like each sequel basically builds off the first movie, but doesn't build off the experiences of the previous movie. It's almost like the sequels are all standalone movies. Like part 2, you only have to have seen part 1. Part 3, you only have to have seen part 1. Part 4, you only have to have seen part 1. It's like all the trauma, everything seems to always be connected to the events of the first movie. The characters, they always reference the first movie, but it's almost like in this movie, it's like the events of part 2 seem to be kind of just like maybe they happened. I mean, they reference it, I think, but it's still just tying back to the first movie. It's weird. They don't build on the best series kind of like flowing away where they keep building on top of each other. And this series doesn't do it. It's all about Sidney's trauma about what her mom went through still. She has her own trauma to deal with now, so
let's go ahead and get to Sarah's death.
My favorite death. No, not at all. But you know what? There's a spoiler here because
it gives away who the killer is.
It doesn't, but it does sort of. So the killer has a voice changer, so whoever calls her is just the killer using the voice changer, right? But in this case, it's a double twist because in hindsight, what we know now, there's no voice changer. It's just Roman calling as Roman.
Right. And then he uses the voice changer to get into Ghostface voice.
He knows that he's going to be able to say it wasn't me because he knows there's a voice changer. So this is maybe a little bit too meta for this movie, even within the movie. But
it just made no damn sense. I mean,
but if you're going to kill her, why even change the Ghostface voice?
Right. It's like,
what does it matter? What does it matter to use the Ghostface voice? It's really weird.
There's a lot of things that doesn't make damn sense about this movie.
But I'll tell you what. This is, again, my main complaint about part 2 is finally resurfacing here in part 3 now. Sarah walks out, sees the front door, sees a shadow there, which ends up being the security guard, goes and hides in the costume room in the back.
Why didn't she just shut that door and then go find another room?
Why not? I mean, what are the odds that the shadow in the front is actually Ghostface? Why not just walk towards it and just see what happens? Why?
I mean, but worst case scenario, you get stabbed in the gut.
I at least want to see it coming. You go hide in a costume room. You hide in a costume room where it's all Ghostface costumes. Now, I'm not even mad at her. I'm mad at Ghostface, who's actually hiding in the costume room. So Ghostface, being the grand wizard, prophesizing Nostradamus that he is, how the fuck does he know that she's going to end up in the costume room with him conveniently so he can pop up his ghost face?
I know how.
Why?
So he lives in Hollywood. Hollywood is Los Angeles.
What?
Bear with me. In Los Angeles, there's a lot of psychics. So what he did was he went to a psychic, got a magic crystal reading. That magic crystal reading told him everything he needed to know about the events that were going to unfold, minus the end. Because remember, everything has their own different pathways. One small thing could easily change it. But he focused exactly on the crystal to make sure he did everything correctly on that crystal to ensure everything went the way the crystal said it would go.
Mm-hmm. So Miss Cleo is to blame for this bullshit.
Correct.
Okay. I want to point out, the security guard walks in. The security guard hears a noise in the costume room and mentally says, fuck this shit. Turns the lights off and leaves. Clap for the security officer who actually heard the noise. They show him acknowledge noise and him saying, nah, I'm not messing with that. And he
not
leaves.
Getting paid enough.
Now he turns all the lights off and poor Sarah's stuck in the costume room with Ghostface, who happened to know. But I got a question for you. What if she just did not come to that costume room?
Then the whole thing would have changed and Ghostface would have been fucked. But
I want to play a fun game. How long does he stay in the costume room before he's like, shit? At what point is like the sun's going down? It's like 11 o'clock at night. He's like, maybe she's not coming. How long does he wait there?
Until she finally shows up.
Maybe. Or
he starves to death.
When she walked in that costume, Ghostface was like, woo! Thank goodness, man. This plan was
finally.
a fail. I was hoping she came. So she tries to fight back with props.
And that doesn't work.
But they make it seem like she doesn't understand that she has like a wiggly fake rubber knife.
She is blonde.
Oh, man. And you know what? This movie better start coming up with some original death scenes because, you know what? He stabs her in the back.
Yep.
How many times are you going to stab someone in the back and she just dies? She died instantly again.
Yep.
Stab in the back, they cut to her face and believe she's dead.
Yep.
Dewey would be so proud.
He would be. But now we get our revelation of the MO. The killer is killing people and the way they died in the script.
Which makes perfect sense as long as there's not multiple scripts. Oh, shit.
Yep. Come to find out, there was apparently 3 scripts written before this one. So now we don't know which one.
Which script did Ghostface read?
So I was sitting here writing, how long before this whole MO changes? Oh, look, the guard just died. I don't think he was part of the movie.
That guard deserved it.
I mean, he did.
He's telling Dewey, like, I don't want you to end up like your little sister. Which is, by the way, is the only Tatum reference in the entire series. And by the way, to add to, I want to say something about Sidney's trauma real quick. Do you realize that Sidney's 2 best friends have been murdered? First Tatum and then Haley?
Yeah.
Like, my goodness, she's never going to have a friend again.
That's kind of the whole point of isolating herself. She even tells Mark, people who get close to me die.
Okay, well, I'm worried about her dog. What about the safety of her dog, right?
The dog is there for her safety.
She's putting her dog at risk.
Didn't you notice the dog ran, actually, when she started freaking out? It's like some service dog. That dog needs to go back to training.
Look, Michael Myers killed the dog in part 1. I'm worried about her dog, right?
Well, her dog survives.
Security guard, big-ass dude, who is also, by the way, a known actor. They always have, like, known actors screen movies, even small parts. This guy was on Seinfeld, and he does a lot of voice acting.
And yeah, he definitely...
He's a big-ass dude. I don't know if Ghostface is bold enough to actually attack him in that trailer like that.
Well, remember, he did try to go from a back kill again.
He stabbed him in the back, didn't he? What the hell?
But this guy being...
Did they not notice as they're filming? It's like, man, this dude just keeps stabbing people in the back.
Yeah, that's why they changed this into this guy picking Ghostface up and slamming him up against the damn thing.
Luckily, he has a frying pan.
But I will say,
Boom, right
Roman seems to like Dewey because the minute he said something about Tatum, Dewey's
That makes me angry.
Yep, and that's when Ghostface attacked.
How did he...
What? By the way, where was the phone?
That was pretty smooth how he cut into the Ghostface voice in mid-word. How does that work? Anyways. Let's talk about the pyro...
Tom's death.
What's the word? Pyrotechnics?
Pyrotechnics, yeah.
Okay, Ghostface, you about to really go to the next level here, huh?
So, Tom's death.
Without getting the details, there's a fax machine that's...
pulling out a new script. So obviously so this again gives us the clue of who the killer is in this one because he's rewriting a script.
Right. Or the director. Because the writer and director both, the director sometimes can do rewrites too. So.
Well, in this, from what I understand, in this one, the director actually did have a hand in writing the script as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, he's pulling out they're pulling out the papers, and then finally the guy gets the last paper. Okay, I got a serious issue with this one. So he lights his lighter to read the last message of "you smell the gas." The one person who survives or not survives, the one person who has mercy, meaning a quick death, will smell the gas. If the gas was already going, the minute he flicked that lighter on, should have ignited the place. Why did it wait until after he read it before igniting the place?
Because for fun, the movie had to have us see what was on the paper. Now listen, I got a question for you. Ignite the place, right? Would the fucking house have exploded like it did?
No.
The whole place exploded at the same time.
The only way that would have happened is if that gas had been on for so long that it traveled throughout the house, but people would have already been smelling it and feeling the after effects of the gas inhalation, which would be dizziness because, you can't take in that much gas before you start feeling the effects.
Nick, it looked like a mansion-sized house, and the entire thing exploded.
Yes, which means that gas had to have been on for a while. Everyone's high right now.
What does Ghostface do if they're all in the house and they all die? Doesn't that kind of mess up his plans a little bit?
Not really. Then he just doesn't have to kill anymore.
I don't think he wants Dewey and Gale to die at that point.
Probably not, but hey, he risked it.
That was pretty, for Roman, that was pretty...
By the way,
pretty risky.
Dewey does something actually useful here. He shoots Ghostface.
From far away, too. Good aim, Dewey.
Yeah, and then falls down a hill, but that's besides the point.
Listen, he's going to do Dewey things still, so...
And Ghostface gets away, so it's obvious this Ghostface is wearing a bulletproof vest.
I think Dewey wears a bulletproof vest, but on his back.
Knife-proof vest.
He just wears it on his back, puts it on the wrong side, basically. It's on his back, so that's why he keeps absorbing
Are you sure he's stupid?
Yeah, he keeps absorbing... Oh, yeah. But by accident,
Maybe he knows that Ghostface is going to keep
hits.
stabbing him in the back. He's like, I'm going to put this backwards.
Let's slow down for a second. Let me say this. I would say that Dewey and Gale, clearly the movie is following them. They're the main characters. Sidney, which I read that Nev Campbell had actually asked for a smaller role, which to me suggests you should have killed her off at the beginning, but instead they have this thing where she's really only in the last half an hour of the movie. The last 45 minutes, I'll say. But the first half of the movie, she's barely in it. And clearly Dewey and Gale are the main characters.
Yeah,
but their whole dynamic feels tired.
In this one, yes.
Like they're
definitely not Dewey and Gale from the first movie.
They're trying to revisit the same spiel they had in the second one where they like each other, but they're not a good fit. So they're like playing push and pull.
So I know
we've already seen it now.
I've noticed something about these two. Notice how whenever they get close to each other, it's always during murderous events. And whenever they go apart, it's because the action is over.
Yes.
Then they come back in the second one, same thing. The action pulls them together, but then afterwards, no action pulls them apart.
Yes. So they only can survive if Ghostface keeps reappearing and bringing them back together through his killing.
Yes.
Oh, that's a romantic relationship.
Very romantic. It sounds almost abusive.
It sounds like one of them should be the killers. Because they could justify with, it's the only way we can keep us together is if we kill.
So
we're on to something.
Damn it, I can't say until we get to Jennifer's death. So let's go ahead and meet Martha Meeks.
What the hell? Where did she come from? She made the drive. She hitchhiked all the way from Woodsboro.
What I'm trying to figure out is when did Randy get a sister?
Well, we didn't know enough about him to know what his family situation was. Think about it.
When did Randy get a sister?
He's in like 5 scenes in the first one.
I understand if his mother showed up randomly. Obviously he has to have a mother. Or his father. Obviously he has to have a father. Where the fuck did he get a sister? That kind of plot point is a little important to mention at least once.
It makes you feel better.
So it's not out of the fucking way.
It makes you feel better. She's in the new one.
Okay. I mean, I've only seen her in one other movie, and that was like Hostel 2, where she got tied up on the ceiling, butt-ass naked, and then had her throat slit. And a Elizabeth Bathory woman just bathed in her blood.
I only feel bad for you for having watched Hostel 2. Damn.
I mean, yeah, I never watched 3.
I wish you could get back to your hour and 30 minutes from that.
I never watched 3. It makes me feel better.
So we get the rules in the form of video here. The rules of a trilogy.
Yeah, this is very pushed and rushed at the same time. Notice how fast Randy was talking.
Yeah, I got a feeling if Randy made this video, it would have been a chill 20, 30 minutes of him like...
It would have been a podcast.
Why is he in such a rush? If he really thinks that he's going to die, why not put a lot more thoughts out into the world?
But let's go over what these rules are. Everyone's in danger.
Which added
nothing to the story.
Which I wish was true, because this movie needs something to raise the stakes, but unfortunately, his rules, the filmmakers aren't bold enough for it to actually do anything.
And also the...
Killer is always superhuman.
The killer's superhuman.
Now that's pretty spot on.
And and whatever
the past will come back to haunt you. Anything you thought about the past is not true. And that's actually, I mean, that is in a lot of trilogies. That's in the damn Dark Knight trilogy. That's definitely in Star Wars. So that's spot on. The one problem I have with the whole scene is that I don't think horror is really known for trilogies.
It's not.
Like,
mainly action.
I was trying to think about, okay, he's giving rules of trilogies, but I was trying to think about horror trilogies. Like, damn near every horror movie that has a third one has a fourth one also.
Yeah.
Like, what horror trilogies are there?
There isn't.
So
now, horror movies can have trilogies within the series.
But they're never called trilogies.
Exactly. Well, the Tommy Jarvis, though 4, 5, and 6 is classified as a trilogy, the Tommy Jarvis trilogy.
Yeah, but that's on a small scale, though.
Same with 3, 4, and 5. That's classified as its own trilogy because it all takes place.
Even
within
this
the same...
Scream series did not end up being a trilogy. They already messed that up. So it's cool to see Randy again, but I just go back to
you shouldn't have killed him all.
You shouldn't have killed him because clearly you need him here in this movie. It would add a lot to it.
And again, you could have had the sister also be a movie freak, but instead of horror, have her be more of action, which does have a tendency to do trilogies.
Bruh, she was not going to come from Woodsboro to give her opinions on the rules, and they weren't going to listen to her either. So it makes sense that she brought the video.
Nah, I don't think she would have done it for that. It's why not mail it?
To who? She don't know.
To Dewey.
She don't know where Dewey lives. He's probably not listening.
She has his number. Dewey's friends with her family.
Maybe, maybe not. Dewey can't be friends with everybody.
She literally hugged him and said, "Next time you're in town, visit. Mom wants to see you."
Yeah, that's okay. That's true. Well, she should have already gave this videotape to Dewey years ago, right?
That is also a fair statement.
Randy's ghost is like, "Hey, I said to give that to them immediately. What are you doing?"
So here we go. Are you ready for probably the best cameo in the entire damn movie?
Jay and Silent Bob?
Sorry, Lane. Well,
did you miss that one?
No, I didn't. I just didn't have them because they're not as big as. Give me a drum roll.
Drum roll.
Carrie Fisher.
And she's playing a Carrie Fisher lookalike.
Yes. And the reason she did not get Princess Leia, even though,
she did.
They joked about, you really strike me as Princess Leia. Yeah, well, the one who fucked George Lucas got the role. Is that really a slight against herself for that one?
I don't know. I do know that she dated Harrison Ford, so it's really she was with Han Solo. But
well, they did technically get married and have a murderous son.
I like when Jennifer and Gail go off and do their own thing, because it gets us out of the damn boring Dewey Gail dynamic. At least this is something different. We can see Gail interact with a new character. So give me anything new at this point. That's why Jennifer, as over the top as Parker Posey is like a breath of fresh air to get us away from the monotonous, boring Dewey Gail dynamic. So,
all right, so
for a few scenes here, I'm happy.
I just want to say one more thing. I don't care if we skip the scene. I don't care if we talk about it. I just want to say, fuck the ghost mom scenes.
The ghost of Maureen Prescott.
Yes, we don't need them.
They're creepy, but they don't fit the movie.
No, they don't. And
we would appreciate that like in a different kind of movie, just not in the Scream movies.
No. And to be honest, with the whole, it wasn't Ghost Mom, it was me just using the voice thing. It's like, no, how the fuck does that voice thing have her voice when that thing was created after she was dead? There's no way you could have gotten that voice on that recorder.
No, I mean, the voice, listen, the voice changer, by all intents, would be the greatest invention of the 21st century that Ghostface is randomly using in his pocket. Nobody else has ever heard about this technology. You're telling me in mid-sentence you can switch to any voice in the world just because you say the name. He's like, Siri? Maureen Prescott. And then the voice just pops up? What kind of bullshit is this?
Siri wasn't around in 2000, was she?
Well, it was just Maureen, so I don't know.
Oh, well.
It was Cece, not Siri.
So fake Sidney, I'm going to call it fake Sidney because obviously it was Roman, gets Dewey and
Angelina.
And Jennifer.
Oh, you're saying fake Gail then?
No, fake Sidney gets Dewey, Gail to the party.
Oh, you're skipping all the way that.
Well, what else is there?
Just my favorite scene where Jennifer's like, you're obsessed with her and you're obsessed with her daughter.
Oh, the whole thing with Lance and Rickson?
Yeah, because that's an interesting subplot. You know what?
That goes nowhere.
You know what I was thinking about, though? You know what this movie actually called out way before that? Was the whole Harvey Weinstein thing. The John Milton character is basically Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, because Harvey Weinstein was one of the producers.
But that's what's crazy is Wes Craven actually had a relationship with Harvey Weinstein. He's the one that did the Scream series. But then this character in the movie is basically... like Maureen Prescott is basically like Me Too back in the day. Like that's what's crazy. Like they're pointing that out. I don't know if they were aware, if Wes was aware of this, but it's really weird and freaky to see that in the movie.
Or maybe he wasn't. He did not like what Harvey Weinstein had done, so threw that in the movie, and Harvey just never caught it.
Right. If people went back and watched the movie just in the lens of like, this is a dark movie with what it's actually saying about Hollywood, especially with today's what we know now. So
and it'd be So now the shit has gone down. They find Roman somehow dead. with Jennifer hiding. What else?
Oh,
Yeah.
we got to talk about the dynamic, the potential chemistry and romance. Sidney Prescott, Detective Kincaid, who is played by
Richard Dempsey.
no, the guy from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3.
Ken Sagos.
Yes, who he tells Sidney Prescott on the scene, he's like, the only thing I know about sequels is don't come back for Part 4 because they'll kill your ass in the first 15 minutes. That was my favorite scene because it was a callback. He was talking about how, got killed off in Nightmare 4. I thought that was pretty cool. So
Angelina, who we never mentioned, at the whole movie I was thinking, okay, she's one of those cutesy, nice characters.
no, she was the killer in the original script. It was her and Roman, but somewhere along the line they decided just to not make her a killer. So
Yeah, well, she screams out at Jennifer and Gale, I did not fuck Milton to become the leading lady to die with you two jobless hacks. Well, fuck, considering the fact that you didn't have that good of a career after this, because I haven't seen her in anything after this damn movie.
you think she was being that meta, where she was going outside of her character and talking about herself?
Yeah.
Wow, I think that's not fair.
To be honest, I didn't look her up. She probably has more movies under her belt. I just never seen her, or I don't recognize her.
It's not fair, but I don't understand why she was so
Pissed off out of nowhere.
her death scene was so like she was so desperate to get away from them.
Yeah, and then
She's like, get off me.
Yeah, and then
she runs.
runs into Ghostface and he stabs her in the back.
I was hilarious because she's walking but still talking behind her, not seeing Ghostface just walking up on her.
It's like, you guys following me? It's like, no, you told him to fuck off.
I gotta mention one thing first though, but prior to this scene, Gail goes down the basement. We're in a coffin. She finds Roman's dead body.
Yes.
Roman, who's bloodied himself up and gave himself the appearance of a corpse.
Yes.
But she actually takes his pulse,
Yes.
and he's dead.
Yes.
And then she finds Jennifer in the room also.
So
Jennifer's in the room when Roman decided to put himself up in blood and put him in the coffin.
I just want to point out,
What the hell, man?
this man has made a damn voice changer that gets dead people's voices somehow on the voice changer. You really think he doesn't know how to find a way to make sure you cannot feel his pulse?
I think there's one obvious solution that we're missing here. He's Batman. Batman, who is the king of gadgets, who has Morgan Freeman in a factory somewhere coming up with new gadgets, came up with this damn voice changer and came up with this. I don't think that's actually Roman in the coffin. I think that's a mannequin corpse that looks like Roman.
So
I think that's what it is. It's a mannequin corpse.
Yep. So everyone gets together now and...
Because they're safe if they stick together, right?
Exactly. And it doesn't help that Ghostface just comes out of nowhere and just whacks Dewey in the face.
What about that right hook? Bam!
Just out of bumfuck nowhere.
Prime Mike Tyson.
Like, y'all see the damn hallway. You're saying somehow Ghostface showed up out of the hallway without you seeing him?
This was a big problem for me because, we saw the hallway they came from. Dewey's standing in such that it's impossible for somebody to get close enough to you to punch in the face without you seeing it.
Right.
And by the way, didn't one of them have a gun?
Dewey. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Dewey had the gun.
I think even
Dewey.
I think Gale had a gun.
No, he gave it to Gale. Gale gave it back to him.
Okay. Because somewhere in this melee, the gun goes missing or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, anyways, they run the room. Tyson, who's in the wrong place, wrong time.
Well, he tackled him to help Dewey out.
He tackled him, but he knows he has a knife. You tackle him, but you do it in a way where he exposed himself to get stabbed.
Well, what I'm thinking is, when you tackled somebody, why don't you just continue the melee by beating the shit out of him?
Like, pushing him against the wall is nothing. You have to actually punch him.
Yeah, and that probably could have got the guy so shocked to where then Dewey could have came in and you both just could have been pounding the fuck out of him, curb stomp him.
At least props to Tyson for not being scared. He did literally attack Ghostface. With a knife, he charged him against the wall.
But he did do something stupid.
The problem is, once he gets stabbed, he's just running off, being like, "Please help!"
And Ghostface chases him to probably the most funniest line in the whole movie. He notices Ghostface is chasing him and goes, "Oh, motherfucker!"
Damn. That in the theater got so many laughs. If he just played dead on the ground for like 3 seconds, he probably would have got away.
But we would not have gotten the "Oh, motherfucker!"
No, what we wouldn't have gotten was this ridiculous pulling of the rug where my man does a triple-double Olympic somersault, landing on his neck in such a way where he broke 3 to 5 vertebrae in his back and neck. What?
And still survived.
What is this? What kind of ridiculousness was this somersault, triple salt?
pretty, because I'm pretty sure if he just pulled one, when he originally pulled the carpet, it looked like Tyson had already gone around the carpet.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's on top of the carpet.
But who reacts to that with like the worst possible thing is for you to actually break your own neck? Like, I'm pretty sure that could have been the death scene. Him breaking his neck, and Ghost is like, oh shit, and goes up the stairs.
Right. But instead we had to have Tyson get thrown into a thing and then thrown out the window where he falls and you hear a
Okay, well, I don't like, I got a pet peeve about this fucking thrown off the balcony bullshit.
or stabbing in the back.
I'll give them a break because
It wasn't a stab to the back.
at least Tyson already had a broken neck and had been stabbed, so I can buy maybe this fall killed him. But he didn't even get. He got thrown off. It's not even a high rise. It's a low level balcony.
It was like a second story balcony, yeah.
Like, you can tell, like, he just probably immediately hit the ground 2 seconds. It's probably okay. Like, in a realistic world, he probably gets up and, like, limps away.
You're not understanding that if people land on their heads, they're kind of dead.
People can break their fall on the way down. It's very rare that they're falling and they just, like, take my face. When you jump, everybody's been trained in Dare you jump, you break your fall by putting your arms and your knees.
Did you just say dare? That's not even around anymore, bud.
Yeah, it was around when I was in school.
Yeah,
they taught us how to fall out a window.
So-
I'm just saying, in every horror movie, when someone's falling off the thing, nobody thinks to like protect their face or use their knees.
Yeah, fuck
they
that.
They all just take the shot head first to
But
the
there's
concrete.
no body count at that point, where everyone would live.
When you throw someone off a balcony, here's what it is. It's just lazy writing. It's a lazy kill. Let's be honest. It's a lazy kill.
So
it's not satisfying for the audience to see, because you never actually see them hit the ground. You just, it's an off-screen kill almost. It's just lazy.
So let's get to Jennifer's death, where I kind of want to bring something up. When Ghostface attacks Jennifer, she screams at him, "You can't kill me. I'm the killer in the third Stab movie." I'm sitting there like, I wonder if that was an actual question for Wes Craven and the writer to maybe throw that in there.
It still doesn't make sense to me. It felt like some bullshit she was saying, but I didn't take it as like meaning anything. Because like, what does that even mean? I'm the killer in Stab 3. You can't kill me. It's like,
well, remember,
why would Ghostface care about that?
Remember, the original MO of Ghostface was he's killing people in the order they die in the movie. Well, if she was supposed to be the killer in the movie, technically she wouldn't have died until one of the heroes killed her, which means Ghostface wouldn't have killed her.
Interesting.
So she should have lived if that is the actual case, even though they did say one of the newer scripts she was supposed to die third, unless that was the same script that said she was going to be the main villain.
Explain to me how the hell Ghostface got away in this scene where Dewey's shooting down the mirrors, where we know Ghostface actually is because he's just stabbing Jennifer right now. He shoots down all the mirrors, only to show only Jennifer and no Ghostface.
Because
was there a surprise trap door underneath or something?
Well, to be honest, this house, it seems like the damn hotel that H.H. Holmes created. So many damn trap doors that you don't even know where the fuck anyone's at in this house. Lance and Rickson had a damn playground for a house.
That's true. Of all the scenarios that could have happened in this movie, the only scenario I did not want, that I thought this movie did not need, was...
retconning the entire first movie?
No. We're left again with Dewey, Gale, and Sidney against the killer.
Oh, don't forget Mark.
When Jennifer dies, anything potentially surprising about the movie dies with her, because we know we're in the familiar scenario where somehow our three tremendously plot-armored protagonists will defeat the Scooby-Doo villain.
Don't forget Mark.
Listen, I don't care about Kincaid.
But what I'm just really annoyed about, they retcon the entire first movie by this guy saying he's the one who killed her mother.
Did he say? Is he saying that he called her, or is he saying that he inspired Billy and?
So at first, before she finds out who he is, it's saying he killed her. Then when she finds out it's Roman gives the whole Bond villain monologue, and Roman says, "I was the one who told Billy how to do it," and yada yada. I'm like, That's not what you just said 5 minutes ago. You said you were the one who killed her. Make up your damn mind. Who killed her?
If I had to guess, I think he killed her. I think he would want the satisfaction. He's so mad at her because she abandoned him in his own perspective. Mm-hmm. I got to think that probably I think maybe he killed her, but at the same time, if he's the one that killed her, then it's hard to believe that Billy and Stu went along in a way of just like never mentioning him. Mm-hmm. And then they actually, in part one, they take credit for killing her.
Yeah.
They tell Sidney that they killed him,
But the real annoyance, a major annoyance with this whole damn movie is, so Roman goes to Maureen expecting a warm welcome, and Maureen says, "Sorry, your mother died with Rena. I am Maureen Prescott now." What I'm just trying to understand is, you think with his revenge, he's a director. He could potentially be a pretty good smooth talker as well, in a sense that he can write. Why doesn't he just go to Sidney and be like, "Hey, by the way, I'm your half brother. This is what your mom used to do. Show her pictures of her mother in the younger days. Show her the 3 movies her mother were in." Think about how easily it is to convince a teenager, "Hey, this is your mom. I'm your half brother," with that much evidence.
That probably would have been the logical way to go.
And then Sidney confronts the mother, and in a twisted form of revenge, Maureen would have to then deal with that backlash that she would eventually get when he goes back and says, "Hey, I know where my mother is," to John Milton.
Yeah, it's hard to see what his motivation was, because he tries to make it like he's the victim. "Oh, she didn't want me," and he's trying to justify to Sidney, like, "This is why I did what I did," basically explaining his actions, giving, of course, the killer monologue. But he sees himself as a victim, apparently. So it's interesting that he's also at the same time, like, he's trying to endear himself to Sidney, way of like, "Hey, I'm your brother. This is why I did this." But also, he's at the same time, he took the most illogical serial killer approach to everything, basically. What I don't understand is, okay, he put the seed in their head to kill Maureen, but he didn't push them to then
kill everyone else.
Do the events of Scream 1. That was them coming up with their own movie, as he said. So his thing was only just Maureen. So now, 20 years later, he's a relatively successful director. He has a career going. Sidney basically is living a miserable life. She's hiding in the mountains, isolated. She's been attacked twice.
And to be honest, both times it's not really on him, because he never wanted her attacked. He just wanted revenge on Maureen originally.
But in this one, his final thing is to now get revenge on Sidney. But I don't know if you feel that way 20 years later after being like, "Have you been paying attention? She's been attacked twice. Her life is over. She's isolated in the mountains."
And why would he even care? What, did jealousy really get him to go off like that?
Well, think about what he's doing here. He's killing off his own cast of movie he's directing, right? The follow-up for this is probably going to be that nobody's going to ever want him to direct the movie again.
Right.
He's going to be attached to, that one movie where everybody died on set. So he's not planning to get caught here. He's planning to then go on and live his normal life, right? You just killed your directing career. The dude Milton was super high on you as a producer.
And you killed him.
You killed him because actually he was your father, apparently. Yep. What was what I took from that.
That's the same. But
so you're throwing away your career so you can bring Sidney out of the mountains and kill her, and why are you killing all the random cast members?
And here's the annoying part about this. So technically he's already gotten away with everything because of the 2 attacks on Sidney already. So here, the real question is, why then bring her down to try and frame her for these murders when she wasn't even in town for half of them?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense either. But listen, my thing is like, his plan for Maureen Prescott, it all went to perfection. You got your revenge.
And you got out scot-free.
Yeah, it's a leap to think 20 years later, he's like, "I'm still not satisfied. I got to find her wherever she's hiding, bring her out, kill my career, kill Dewey." Like, it's like, that's...
Or was he just afraid that...
Why is he still so passionately mad?
Or maybe...
He already ruined her life.
Or maybe, was it the possibility of all these stab movies coming out that maybe his secret would have eventually gotten out?
No. There's no way that secret... The only people knew is Billy and Stu was in prison. So when Stu gets out of prison, you'd be fucked, but...
I mean, Stu could have easily just said...
All right, no, wait. Because they didn't make the Part 3 script, in this canon, Stu's still dead.
Oh, okay.
By this time, somebody would have been like, Yeah, but Stu's still alive.
Yeah, because if Stu was alive, he could have easily gotten a plea deal.
Gail and the killer are both unconscious, or the killer's unconscious, and Gail's in the basement with him. She calls Dewey. They have a brief convo. Killer jumps up. Dewey comes into the basement, top of the stairs. Hey! Has no bullets in his gun. The killer turns around from the bottom of the basement. This is Roman, the director. Looks at his knife, says, fuck it. Throws the most perfect Chuck Norris samurai ninja throw I've ever seen in my life. They do a slow motion shot of the knife heading towards Dewey's face in slow motion as Dewey stares at it coming at him and literally doesn't react. The knife hits said Dewey in the head. Dewey falls on the stairs, and now they're both hostages for the killer.
So
What is this, man? I'm about to throw my mic.
So, to be honest with you,
explain this.
When I first watched this
Roman
movie,
turned to Ip Man.
when I first watched this movie, I do remember specifically when I saw that, I was like, oh, wait a minute, this is the BS they pulled with Dewey to make sure he survived this one. Because when he just looked at his knife, put it in his hand to get ready to throw it, I'm like, Dewey either needs to dodge or he better be dead. Throws it, the back of the knife hits. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me at this point? This is just ridiculous.
Let's hypothesize. Give me your best guess. The level of skill it would require to be throwing the knife uphill, not in front of you, across from you. He's throwing it in an uphill motion. And to get the rotation to literally spin uphill and hit someone clear in the forehead.
With the back of the knife.
Are we talking Ip Man? Are we talking prime Ninja Gaiden? Like, is Roman, is there any scenario where Roman can do this?
So, after seeing how Roman gets his ass kicked to Sidney, this is bullshit. Because if he's able to do that, that tells me he should know a lot more stuff than what he shows during that fight scene.
If the knife misses, what's Roman's next move? He's down in the basement. He just threw his knife. Dewey's on the top. Are they just going to meet and have a fist fight?
Well, you'd think Gale would have, I don't know, grab one of those mannequins and start hitting him.
Yeah. Well, at that point, Dewey, okay, there's no bullets, right? You can walk down there and pistol whip him, right? But anyways, that was just, I can't believe Wes actually filmed that scene and they didn't watch it back and say, this is the dumbest shit. In all the movies, this is the most comical, goofy thing I've seen. This one scene is in the realm of Troll 2 level type stuff. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, but let's get back to the ending. I did also like that when she kills him, she holds his hand.
Yeah, and then she gets up, and of course, guy gets up.
It was all ruined because she held his hand. That's a poetic death. But then he gets up
and charges him, and Dewey keeps shooting the chest. Now, hold up.
Yeah,
this guy's a cop.
How many bullets does he have also, by the way?
Well, there's that. But this guy's a cop. Are you telling me that you don't know shooting the chest 3 times, guy's not down, oh, bulletproof vest, shoot him in the head?
Common sense as a human being. When you shot him 3 times and nothing's working, Sidney has no police training. She's like, the head, Dewey, the head, because common sense kicked in.
And he's like,
oh shit, boom.
And he was even like, what? The head. Oh, okay, bang. I was like, so you're telling me you are a good shot with one hand, not even 2 at this point. It's actually harder to aim with one hand than it is with 2 because your aiming is actually a little bit more unsteady than with 2. Go ahead and get to the categories. Best performance. You know what? I'm going to give it to Jennifer.
I'm giving it to Parker Posey easily.
Yeah.
Because she has actually, from reading reviews from fans, what most people take away is that she at least creates a memorable character.
Oh, she definitely has fun with it.
Yeah, like you remember Jennifer from the movie. Dewey, like Courtney Cox and David Arquette, they're kind of mailing it in. There's really no scenes where they show any emotion, anything like that.
Yeah, at this point,
they're not funny. They're mailing it in.
At this point, you can definitely tell they're there for the paycheck.
Sidney looks like she doesn't really want to be. Another Campbell looks like she doesn't really want to be there.
Oh, she didn't.
She's contractually obligated to be there. Parker Posey's kind of sinking her teeth into it and like giving as much charisma and personality to Jennifer as she can.
Definitely helped this movie a lot.
It felt like she was a part of the group by the end, but then she just didn't have that plot armor that the big 3 had.
Well, remember, if she didn't die in this, she would not have come back as a vampire in Blade Trinity. Worst performance.
This is tough.
There's plenty.
I hated Angelina.
I hated
Sarah Darling.
I'm giving it to Sidney in this one.
Sidney, wow.
Neve Campbell. I'm sorry. She's a great actress, but you can definitely tell she did not want to be here for this movie.
Yeah, that's true.
And every scene she was in is actually some of my most hated scenes in this movie just because she does nothing. Unlike the other two, she tries to do something. This one, she does absolutely nothing until the very end, and that was even forced in my opinion.
There's just no stakes with her. Like I said, if she's already basically died, like in her experience of life now, she's pretty much dead. She's in the mountains isolated. It's like, okay, she can die, or if she doesn't die, she's isolated in the mountains. So it's kind of like, unless she's getting her life back, which I don't think is possible at this point, there's no stakes. You're better off almost having a new person you can focus on.
Right, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to sit there and say in the comments, if we get any comments, is, well, she has PTSD. I'm just sitting there thinking, there's plenty of movies that has a PTSD subplot or main plot that it is actually used to its fullest. Doesn't make a person...
Jamie Lee Curtis and all the... Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween H2O and Halloween 18... better done, basically. So.
Right. I understand that PTSD comes in many different forms, but this is just meh.
I'm gonna stick with my choice of Angelina. I didn't like her in any of her scenes. I didn't care for Roman either, but I like Scott Foley, but not her.
So best scene. Mine's a little 2-second clip. Oh, motherfucker!
I was gonna say the 3-minute stretch from where Angelina dies until Jennifer dying, it's actually only 3 minutes.
Oh, damn.
But that is the most action-packed 3 minutes of the entire series. From the time Angelina dies to, we'll be safe if we stick together, right? Boom! To Tyson's death, to Jennifer's death. Now, it's kind of rushed to kill that many characters that quickly. I think especially Jennifer's death was really rushed. But that's an action-packed, fun 3 minutes. So that whole sequence, I got to say, is the best.
And to be honest, Dewey could have saved her a long-ass time ago, but instead he waits until Gale sees the damn mirror being banged up against.
Hey, look at that. Look. It looks like something's going on the walls.
Yeah, so Dewey is definitely the reason why Jennifer died in that scene. He could have shot that damn thing. She could have gotten away before Ghostface got to her.
And Dewey's job, he was there to protect her.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
All right, worst scene. Can I say the whole movie?
You can say, well, I know you didn't care for Ghost Maureen scenes.
Ghost Marine scenes. Be honest, I'm going to have to give it to every scene of Sidney alone at her house.
That took me out of the movie, too.
Because it was extremely boring. It added nothing to the plot. I understand we needed to technically follow this character to know where she's at and what she's doing, but there were so many better ways that this could have been done. Also to get her to the area of the situation, so many better ways that it could have been done.
It might have been a fun surprise. As I think about it now, tell me what you think about this. When Sidney shows up at the police station, right? What if that's actually the first time we see her in the movie? She's completely not in the first half of the movie, and it's like a surprise to the audience. Like, let's say you don't show her in the trailers, the advertisements. You just show Dewey and Gale. But then, like, at this halfway point, somehow we can say Dewey got in contact with her. Or
she saw the news, which is technically what brought her there.
Yeah. I think it might be cool just to have her just show up.
Yeah.
And now you feel some stakes, basically, because you don't know about the whole damn mountain crap and all this silliness, basically. Now when you see her for the first time, you're, like, super happy to see her. Like, oh, shit, this feels like the movie feels elevated now.
The gang's back together.
Yeah, the way they do it, the movie doesn't feel elevated. It feels...
And to be honest, even when she gets there, all her scenes are in the damn police station.
Yeah.
Her character in this movie is boring, and that's why I have said, just because you like a character in a previous movie doesn't mean you're going to like them in this new one, because characters do change between movies. So what about your worst scene? I'm
going to go also with the Sidney alone in the mountain scenes.
So what would you like explored more? Well,
there's nothing I want to see more.
Well, to be honest, just like the other two movies, this movie's story is rounded tight enough so where you don't even need to ask any questions, because most of the questions you already asked yourself is answered by the end of the movie.
Now, they are shitty answers, but they are answers.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, you're right, though. But there's nothing really left unexplored, per se. All right, let's get to our final thoughts.
Final thoughts is, this movie is definitely nowhere near the success of the first one, nowhere near the fun that you could have from the second one. This movie has very unlikable characters. The main cast that we all know and love is not loved anymore. They're just there for the paycheck. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it in their acting. Even David Arquette's not even given his usual goofiness that everyone loves the character for. Even Wes Craven loved the character for. Music of it doesn't even add anything to the tone anymore. The whole half of Sidney being in the damn mountains was just a waste of time. So I'm giving this movie...
Hey, great view, though, for her.
I'm giving this movie a 1.
Damn it, man. No, I don't agree. That's too much.
And also the main villain is a whiny little bitch that no one gave a shit about. It's a 1.
He was maybe a good director, though. Anyways, I don't know. We never got to...
He wanted to do a love story, but he had to do a horror first.
And we never got to see a Stab movie because he died before...
Exactly. So I wonder who did do Stab 3 afterwards. You'd think all the Stab movies would be canceled at this point.
Look, I'm going to be a lot nicer than you. I'm going to give it 1.5 stars. I can't go one... I can't say it's the worst movie ever. Give it 1 star. I'm going to say 1.5 stars.
Worst movie ever is a 0 star.
I don't know if any movie deserves 0 stars.
We haven't watched The Village yet.
Oh my God. 1.5 star only because I like 2 or 3 of the characters. There's maybe 2 or 3 fun moments. It's watchable. You can watch this movie. It's watchable, but you can't rewatch it. You definitely can't rewatch it. I don't want to get too much into it. I'm just gonna say 1.5 stars. It is, so far, it's the worst of the Scream movies we've seen so far. And we'll see next week after part 4, but this might end up being the worst of the series. So I'm going to say 1.5 stars. If you watch it because you want to see the entire series. You can't not watch it because it's part of the series. But you don't have to rewatch it.
Have a good night. And remember, Scream 4 next week. Take care.
See you next week, folks. Scream 4 on the horizon.
Allegedly.